What's up, everybody, and welcome to the brown and beige community. On this channel, we will talk about a whole range of issues, particularly issues regarding light-skinned black men, light-skinned black women, just a whole bunch of issues that light-skinned people face as a whole. And on this channel, I will be uploading plenty of videos addressing the black community as a whole, but primarily my focus is on light-skinned black men, because I feel as though we as a whole are the more silent people in the black community. So I just feel like it's time that somebody finally started addressing our issues, because for the most part our issues are pretty much swept under a rug. But with all that being said, this here video will be about, as you guessed it, light-skinned black men, because I see a lot of issues that we as a whole are facing that don't really seem to be getting acknowledged at all, particularly the stereotypes that are getting pinned on us, like all these jokes that people say that they claim are jokes, but to me they don't seem like jokes at all. They seem more like attacks on our image, particularly all these stereotypes like we're soft, we can't fight, we're weak, players in the mirror. Just all these fake stereotypes that don't mean anything, and are attacks on our character. And for the most part, nobody's really acknowledging them. They're pretty much swept under the rug, and the few people that do address it, they address it in a joking way, or it's just instantly gaslighted because nobody really cares. But this here video is to pretty much show you guys what we're dealing with, plus a compilation of comments that I've seen attacking light-skinned black men daily. This is a daily thing on social media, on YouTube. It's everywhere. You can't escape it. And I just don't understand why nobody is addressing it at all. But first stereotype is we're soft. I'm trying to figure out where did this stereotype come from, because where I live, light-skinned dudes are not soft at all. In fact, some of them are the most toughest dudes on the block, and a lot of that toughness is pretty much enforced on us because we have to be that, because we're fighting against the stereotypes that some mysterious person, I don't know who, has pinned on us. But I find it funny how people are always making these jokes, but nobody ever seems to address how detrimental it is to our image as a whole. Like, you don't see these jokes about anybody else but us. And I'm just trying to figure out, why is that? Like, soft, really? If we went up to any other group of men and called them soft, they would attack. Why is it so normal in the black community to call us soft, and people just write it off as a joke? Like, why? What's the point of that? I don't get it. Or we spend too much time in the mirror. Again, where did this come from? I just don't understand where all these stupid stereotypes. Like, do you know every light-skinned dude, does he spend time in the mirror? I mean, everybody spends time in the mirror. Like, what? I just don't understand what these guys get out of doing this. And I noticed that it's primarily dark-skinned black men and black women who make these jokes. But the funny thing is, I wonder what the reaction would be if we made any of these jokes about them. It would be colorism, right? But since it's us, nobody cares. The local news just toss it to the side. Nobody even cares at all. But I just don't get where this spending too much time in the mirror thing came from. Yeah, I'll admit, I go online and I see a lot of these pictures of these light-skinned dudes doing effeminate stuff, but that's not all of us. That's not all of us. That's a generalization. You cannot say that we're all like that. To me, that's just generalizing, and you know how much people hate generalizing in the black community. But nevertheless, light-skinned men can't fight. Really? So I guess you could go up to a light-skinned dude and beat him up because he can't fight, right? Because again, from what I've seen, that's not true at all. I'm willing to bet you that if you went to any hood in America, the light-skinned dudes would be the toughest ones. But just say they can't fight. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing's going to happen anyway. Nobody's going to address it. Nobody really cares. But I just find it funny how all these people will make all these jokes and nobody ever seems to call them out about it. I just don't understand. Like, we're all black, remember? So all of our issues are supposed to be getting, like, I don't know, like, acknowledged, right? But, you know, nobody ever seems to care. In fact, the scary thing is I don't even think light-skinned dudes themselves care about how they're getting attacked. Because, for the most part, I think they've fallen for the okie dokie kumbaya, we're all black nonsense. But if that was true, then why are our issues not getting acknowledged at all? Or light-skinned men are players. You know. Oh, so I guess light-skinned dudes are the only ones that are players, right? That, you know, this is just unbelievable to me how nobody ever seems to acknowledge any of these problems. Or not even in the American media. Like all these people complaining about Storm being played by Alexandra Shipp. But nobody ever seems to talk about how Parker Sawyers played Barack Obama in the movie South Side with You. Or Denzel Washington played Malcolm X in his own movie. Or like all those dark-skinned dudes playing the Tuskegee Airmen. Like Benjamin O. Davis Jr. Like, really? Like, these just aren't rinky-dink light-skinned dudes here. We're talking about historical figures. Because I'm willing to bet you $1 million if there was a light-skinned dude that played like Martin Luther King, it would be an uproar. But since it's us, once again, nobody cares. But that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother video, because I definitely am going to be addressing that issue in the future. But these, you know, I've been on social media a lot lately, and I've been seeing a lot of jokes at the expense of light-skinned black men that I think are just really, really stupid. And I believe that if you said any of these things about anybody else, we would get attacked with the colorism crybaby gang. Oh, you can't say that about dark-skinned people. Oh, you can't say that. No, we're all black. No, you can't say that about another group of people in the black community. No, you can't do that. Stop it. No, stop. But let's take a look at some of these comments. I'm so glad I grew up and stopped dating light-skinned men, effing demons. So basically you're saying that you grew up because you stopped dating us, and then you say, call us demons? What? So you didn't just say some, you said all? This sounds like a generalization to me. You know, you can't say that about a whole different group. Well, at least not darker skinned people as a group, because if we call dark skinned women a demon, woo-wee, the colorism crybabies would have a field day with that one. But us, nobody cares. Moving on. Light-skinned men so trash, y'all really be some little bees. So once again, You just say we're trash and call us bees. You know, if you went like in any public place and said that to somebody, you would get probably smacked across the face. And that's just putting it lightly. So you're basically saying that we're bees and we're trash? How are you just go online, take time out of your life and just say something like that? Really? And people are actually liking these comments? Like, what's so funny about this? I don't see what's so funny about it at all. In fact, I think this is very damaging to our image as a whole. She's still a child if she likes light-skinned men. It's time to get some chocolate in your life, not vanilla wafers. And for all you guys that don't know this, it was a dark-skinned dude that made this comment. So for all the dudes that online talking about, it's effeminate to talk about colorism if you're a man. Well, is this guy effeminate? Are all the dudes that make these light-skinned dudes be like memes effeminate? Get out of here with that little silencing garbage. Why light-skinned men look like red-nosed pit bulls? Whoa, so basically you're saying that we look like dogs now? I mean, there's a lot of things that I could say other people in the black community look like, but if I said it about you, people would hop on me and talk about I hate my blackness and everything. But y'all can say we look like pit bulls and people like the comment? Are you for real? Really? You know what? I just don't understand the stupidity of the black community at times. Like, y'all are just... I'm disappointed in y'all because I thought y'all were smarter than this. But next. Light-skinned men are a big cause of mental illness in women. On the G. Big cause of mental illness in women? 207 likes? Are y'all really that insecure? Y'all always try to associate everything we do with our skin color? Because if we generalize anybody else in the black community, we're colors, but y'all say we're a big cause of mental illness in women, and people are liking the comment. Next. Light-skinned men don't like to work. Dark-skinned men gonna go get it. Another attack on our masculinity. So you're saying that we don't like to work and that dark-skinned men are gonna go get it? You know, you're not supposed to compare us, remember, because if we do it to you, we're colors, right? So you can compare us, but we can't compare you. That sounds critical if you ask me, and biased. Light-skinned men disgust me. Never had one, never will. Okay, that's your personal preference, but do you have to go online once again and say that we disgust you? And never had one, never will? I mean, if it's your preference, it's fine, but you're going online and bashing us for the whole world to see, and then you expect us to just laugh at it? Really? Come on. You guys are smarter than that. Y'all know y'all can't be doing this. Light-skinned men are crybabies. So, again, this just goes back to what I said at the beginning of this video about how a lot of us are fighting against these stereotypes that are being pinned on us. Could you really just go up and say that we're crybabies? Like, as if we're the only ones with emotions. And isn't it funny how black women say this, but are the same ones that complain about how they don't like the stereotypes that are pinned on them, but y'all are doing it to us? Really? Light-skinned men are so gay, man. 31 likes. Huh. Again, you could have at least got some points in my book if you said some light-skinned men are gay, but you go, light-skinned men are so gay, man. Really? As if we're the only ones that are gay. could you go to the Prancing Elite Projects? If y'all don't know what it is, just go on there and look. Are those guys light skinned too? Like this is one of the reasons why we have to always go out and fight to prove ourselves, because we got people like this that come online and talk about us, and we have to go out in the real world and deal with the repercussions of these same stereotypes. Also, light-skinned girls are for dark-skinned men. Dark-skinned girls are for dark-skinned men too. Light-skinned men can have each other. You know, as dumb as that comment is, there's actually, I believe deep down inside, a lot of these dark-skinned dudes really wish they could have it that way. They could just have all the black women to themselves and we just go off somewhere and just not bother. And sadly, a lot of light-skinned dudes actually take that role. They just sit back and just let these dudes say stuff like this, and they don't say anything. Particularly Mr. Angel Ramirez Jordan. So, no, I don't like light-skinned men. Leave me alone. Ew. You know, I really wish I could see the person who wrote this, because I really, really hope that there don't be light-skinned dudes that come up to whoever this chick is, because if we said that about dark-skinned women, don't come up to me, ew. Oh my goodness. We would never hear the last of it. Because, funny, I saw a video by Trey Brooks that said the exact same thing, and people roasted him, like response videos and everything, thousands upon thousands of comments correcting him for what he said. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't condone what he said, but where is the same energy with this comment? I don't get it. I really don't. Light-skinned men will play in your makeup and try on your panties. This comment was also made by a dark-skinned dude, so once again I say, is this effeminate behavior? Calling out another man's skin tone and basically effeminizing us like this? Because one of the things that really bugs me about this is a lot of times a lot of these dark-skinned dudes can just say this stuff and nobody really ever calls them out, light-skinned men included. But I just find it funny how they're always talking about how effeminate these topics are, yet they go online every day and throw shade at us with stupid comments like this. Where is that same energy with these guys? You guys are silent. Why? When I see light-skinned women with light-skinned men, I think that is their transgender sister. Well, now that right there, wow, that is like something really, really toxic that you could say to another man. And it's an attack on light-skinned couples too, for all the people that claim that that doesn't happen either. Yes, it does. Look at this comment. So you're saying that light-skinned men look like trannies? And once again, it was by a dark-skinned dude, so y'all must be some really effeminate guys, because y'all sure are talking about our skin tone a lot. You guys must be the ones wearing makeup and panties, how much you call out our skin tone by a lot of these same dudes in the comment that talk about how effeminate it is for light-skinned men to talk about our issues. You guys are hiding something. Women that date light-skinned men are basically lesbians. Again, another attack, and this comment, as you guessed it, was also by a dark-skinned man. Once again saying that we look like women. And the likes, wow, that's a lot of likes. So a lot of people think this is funny. Funny? What's so funny about this? I mean, these dudes are just attacking us left and right, and nobody is calling it out. Like, do you people even care? Do you guys not see what's wrong with comments like this? Are y'all really that stupid? Well, this doesn't really surprise me, because these are the same people people that make excuses for comments like this and say, oh, it's a joke. Well, I'm not laughing. And a lot of us have to deal with the repercussions of these jokes. So, yeah, it may be funny to you, but it's not funny to us. Imagine coming home to a light-skinned husband. I'd rather sleep outside. Well, a black woman, darker skin, made this comment. And all I can say to that is, wow. So, can you imagine what would happen if somebody like Chris Brown said this about black women? There would probably be like 100 videos about that comment in one day. But this girl says, imagine coming home to a light-skinned husband. I'd rather sleep outside. And it got thousands upon thousands of likes. So people think this is funny. I can't believe this. The hypocrisy of the black community is really on display. And quite frankly, one of the problems is there's not enough people calling this out. Light-skinned men, I'm talking to you guys. Y'all really have let a lot of stuff go. And I think it's time that y'all started speaking up about it, because this is a major problem. Stop wasting good pee on these light-skinned niggas. Their pee is better than yours. Or wetter than yours. You know what? I don't get it. These guys are on here making these comments, effeminizing us like crazy. What are you light-skinned dudes doing? Why are y'all not calling these dudes out? Are y'all afraid? Like, I'm willing to bet you if these dudes made these comments about anybody else, they would get beat down. What are y'all doing? Like, these dudes have the audacity to attack us. Are y'all that desperate to prove how black you guys are? Are you kidding me? Come on, it ain't that serious. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. And you wonder why you have to deal with these stereotypes every day. You guys are tougher than that. We are tougher than that. This has gone on long enough. But anyway, now you guys saw all these comments. Now, if you don't believe what I'm saying about how our issues are just getting swept under a rug, then please just leave this video. Because these are just some of the comments that I hear about us every day that nobody seems to talk about. And when the few people do seem to talk about it, other people have the nerve to say, oh, well, it doesn't matter. How does it not matter? We're black, remember? So we are supposed to have our issues addressed the same way since we're all black. Unless somebody's lying to me. This is insane how many comments are made about us every day. And that's not even going into the video aspect, because I've seen even more videos talking about how stereotyping us and all this. And you know what the black community does? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. In fact, sometimes some people actually think that it's funny that we're dealing with all these stereotypes. They think that it's a joke. Like, ha 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 ha. You, light skin was in the 80s. Well, we're not all born in the 80s. What does the 80s have to do with how people are treating us now? Because that's something else that I hear a lot. Oh, light skin was in the 80s. Well, who cares about the 80s? And why are you bringing up the 80s for? Because that, to me, is another bizarre talking point that a lot of these people have. Oh, light skin was in the 80s. If it wasn't in the 80s, if you're a grown middle-aged man talking about how it was in, something tells me that you had a problem with it. So if you have a problem with something as a middle-aged man in the 80s, then how do you think we're supposed to feel about this that we're dealing with right now? Like, the black community not about to keep silencing these issues. And if y'all go keep doing it, maybe we should leave it, because to me, a community is supposed to address your issues as a whole. If our issues aren't getting addressed, what's the point of being part of the black community in the first place? Like, these are questions that need to start being asked. Like, why are we part of a community that doesn't even address our issues as a whole? But don't you guys worry. I'm about to start addressing a lot of these issues. So, if you want to, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.